Welcome to Car Comparos. Today we're going to be comparing the Tata Tiago with the Maruti Suzuki Baleno. Pricing and features. The petrol Baleno's mid-range Delta variant retails for 6.35 lakh on road Delhi, which has become quite a phenomenon in the market. But thanks to jaw-dropping pricing of the Tata Tiago, prospective buyers considering a Baleno Delta might just give the top-end Tiago a thought. The Tiago Petrol XZ variant costs 5.2 lakh, which is a ridiculous 1.15 lakh rupees cheaper. Both cars have a few extra features that are absent in the other. For example, the Baleno has automatic climate control, electrically folding mirrors, while the Tiago has alloy wheels and height adjustable driver's seat. The Baleno's features are slightly more useful than the Tiago's. Performance and drivability. Tiago's petrol powertrain is no match to Maruti's extraordinary K12 engine. Tiago's three-cylinder layout makes it far less refined and lazy to rev compared to the smooth and eager character of the Baleno's four-cylinder mill. The Baleno is also an incredible 140 kg lighter than the Tiago, giving it much better performance than the Tiago, especially at high speeds. Amongst the diesels, Baleno's legendary Fiat-sourced multi-jet powertrain is immensely superior to Tata's new 1050cc Revotorque mill. Firstly, Baleno's 50 Nm greater torque output combined with a 100 kg lighter curb weight gives it far more potent mid-range compared to the rather weak mid-range of the Tiago. This makes the Baleno just perfect for passing heavy vehicles on the highways, which is just what the Tiago really struggles with. Baleno's shorter gearing compared to the Swift has also made it easy, if not easier, to drive than the Tiago in city traffic. Fuel efficiency. The Tiago Petrol has an ARAI certified mileage of 23.8 kmpl, which is around 2 kmpl more than the Baleno's mileage of 21.4 kmpl. The Tiago Diesel has an ARAI certified mileage of 27.3 kmpl, which is identical to Baleno's mileage of 27.4 kmpl. In our real-world tests, the petrol Tiago was just as efficient as the Baleno petrol, while the diesel Tiago was half a kmpl less efficient than the diesel Baleno, particularly on the highway runs. Space and comfort. The Baleno is a much larger vehicle than the Tiago, which is quite apparent. No wonder then that the Baleno has a much more spacious cabin than the Tiago. Especially the rear seat of the Baleno has much more legroom, knee room, and shoulder space than the Tiago. Three passengers at the back of the Tiago can get quite uncomfortable, but in the Baleno, they have space left over to stretch. The Baleno's ergonomics and the quality of its interiors is also a shade better than the Tiago. Tiago's 242-liter boot is also 100 liters smaller than the Baleno's 339-liter boot capacity. Handling and ride quality. Tiago has impressive dynamics for a car of its class, but it cannot compete with the sheer dynamic maturity of the Baleno. The Baleno rides like a car from literally two segments higher than the Tiago. Most undulations are dealt with well before they make their way into the cabin. Even the stability and pure mechanical grip around curves is much superior to the Tiago. Reliability and after-sales service. This is where Maruti has raked up a huge lead over its competitors in the market. Firstly, Suzuki's products have themselves turned out to be remarkably reliable over the past 30 years in India, while Tata's cars have turned out to be consistently unreliable. Maruti service centers have also been kept well under check by the company in order to ensure years of hassle-free ownership experience to its customers. Tata's dealerships continue to languish at the bottom step of this very steep learning curve. Resale and cost of ownership. Baleno is bound to retain excellent resale value compared to the Tiago thanks to the superior quality of its product as well as the service support it extends to its loyal customers. The diesel Baleno works out to be just 12,000 rupees more expensive than an equivalent Tiago as it compensates for the higher selling price by retaining equally good resale value over the Tiago. The petrol Baleno also works out to be just 35,000 rupees more expensive than an equivalent Tiago. Which brings us to the verdict. The diesel Baleno Delta is the clear winner of this comparison. It has more space, better refinement, comfortable ride, stronger performance, and more useful features than the Tiago XZ. And yet, its cost of ownership is just 12,000 rupees more than the Tiago, which, considering its quality and reliability, might easily be neutralized by a single unscheduled repair of the Tiago. But even if the Tiago turns out to be just as reliable, the Baleno remains a far better value proposition than the Tiago.